Guys, today I am on the island of Koh Yao Noi, all the way on the south of Thailand, to learn about a very special bird, the oriental pied hornbill. So stay tuned and learn about how the oriental pied hornbill was very close to extirpation, that means locally extinct, and how the local people got together and brought it back to big numbers. We are today at the first location with Phi Paradon over here, right? The idea is we're at the location that Phi Paradon was first inspired to actually take action for conserving hornbills. And why is that? Right behind me is a bunch of water barrels, basically mud-made water barrels. Now this was a clear indication of a crisis. Why a crisis? Because of the fact that deforestation and lack of nesting sites had led the hornbills to actually nesting inside these water barrels over here. And this became an issue because he also went to some other locations in which they ended up setting up a nesting inside pesticide canisters, which led to the death of some hornbills. This was the first location that inspired Phi Paradon to go ahead and conserve hornbills throughout the whole of Koh Yao Noi. Okay, I'm at site number 2 right now, and behind me is another roosting site. Interesting story of the hornbill. Males and females will couple together usually for life, and then it is the female's job to be inside the roosting site. Now, as the female lays her eggs, she will go into the roosting site, and the male and the female will close off the main entry. So what you're looking at, that big hole, will be released down to will come down to a very small hole, just enough for the male to pass food into the hole, so the female can pick up that food and then feed their children with it, right? Now, besides that, there's some other interesting stuff going on, and that is the fact that what happens after the babies and the females eat all that food. Well, it is that they'll have to poop it out. And how they do that is they turn their rear end just exactly positioned at the hole that is covered up with mud and shoot their poop out just out of this hole. And that is why just in front of the roosting site you will see several kinds of seeds. That makes hornbills really important when it comes to seed dispersal, right? Very much just like the elephants. And considering the 30-year lifespan of the hornbill, that's a lot of seeds being dispersed. Location number 3 that we're coming out today, and this is a slightly different kind of a nesting box. Until now, one we have seen are terracotta mini barrows of water that the hornbills just took over because there was no nesting sites. But this one is specifically made for the oriental pied hornbill, and you can see that they're fairly tall boxes with a perching site up front and a fairly small entry point as well. Right? If you're wondering why they're so tall, it's because the little chicks that are growing on the inside, before they come out in the real world out here and actually fly, they like to test their wings out inside the nest itself. So when they get enough space, they can fly around easy, and they're much stronger when they come outside. Our next site is about coexistence with the oriental pied hornbill. Now, to start off, there was a fair amount of conflict between the hornbill and the humans, and that was primarily from the human side. So humans would go in and take babies of the hornbills for sale in the pet trade, and besides that, they would also cut down large trees where they could nest in as well. And besides that, in some extreme cases, people also used to eat the oriental pied hornbill as well. All that has primarily stopped by, number one, educating the community on the importance of having the oriental pied hornbill around, and also by doing that, they extended into building nesting sites like this one over here. Besides just building nesting sites, not to forget, we also need to provide them with a food source. So right over here, we've got palm. This is the palm tree, and the oriental pied hornbills love to come and eat these palm fruit that come off this palm tree over here. And eventually, the birds end up in a place like this. If you look around me, this is basically human settlements all over, houses. This is a mini resort that we're in, and you can come over here and stay and watch the beautiful birds. So this is moving from conflict into coexistence. Right, so we're at one of the sites which is kind of like a natural nesting site. So you can see there's a hole over here, and this used to be a completely natural nesting site for hornbills. But over time, as this piece of wood fell over and became a hole over here, there was too much light coming in here. So what Phi Paradon did was that he added some more wood so that it replicated a more natural nesting site a bit more and covered this area up. And the hornbills were back here and nesting again.